Hey YouTube. Alright, I'm wondering where y'all at. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes before I start. Hey YouTube, greetings. Who's on here so I could acknowledge you and not just lurking in the background. Take this mask off. See, y'all like my mask? Look at this Amazon mask. Hey YouTube. Ow, my finger. I cut my finger. See, look. Ugh. Anywho, how y'all doing? Come on in the comments, hit the thumbs up, and I will begin. Look at you. Oh, you decide you want to come. You want to come on now, huh? I called you a couple of times. You didn't answer your phone. All right, wait to see if anybody else comes on so I can greet y'all. All right, who's the other three people on here? Give me a thumbs up. I saw you earlier at work today. When? When you saw me at work? Where was I at? Your pleasure, 721. I wasn't at work today. Well, anyways, as you're into the room, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and then I will begin in a few minutes. You know what? I need to play me some intro music. Let me see here. Yesterday, I didn't work yesterday. Well, you saw me at your pleasure. That's what I'm kind of confused. You saw me at work. Are you talking about you saw a video when I was at work or what? I don't know what you're saying. But the last time I worked was, oh, okay. That might have been a previous video. I was trying to do a live stream on my phone, but I don't know if it worked or not. So, anyways, as y'all can see from the title, I'm looking for some names suggestions. So, I wanted to change my channel name, just not just have. Okay, so it did work yesterday. Because I was trying to figure out if it worked, and I did StreamYard from my phone, but I couldn't tell if it recorded anything. So maybe it was a video that I probably downloaded. I don't know. Just testing it out just to see. So anyway, I was thinking about changing my channel name, and I'm looking for some suggestions. So one name of it is going to be What did I say it was going to be? It's not going to be like a, let me see, let me see. Just talk? No. Let me see. I don't know. I need some name suggestions. It's going to be like not anything particular, not anything specific. And I don't know. We need to come up with a kind of a channel name so I could come up with some suggestions. So whatever I change it to, Google will not let you change your channel more than once in so many months, 6 months. So I'm looking for some names. Suggestions. I was going to call you last night, but we had severe thunderstorm warnings. Yeah, we had thunderstorm this afternoon. It was real bad. It was like, it almost scared the lights out of me this afternoon. Boy, let me tell you, they got some chuckleheads at FedEx. Now, I was supposed to return the computer from Concentrix, right? I scheduled a pickup for last Tuesday. These dumb Negroes didn't come until Wednesday. And then when they came, did you feel anything from yesterday? Hi, Side Job 305, B-Art. Your pleasure, David. So, let me tell you what this fool done. First of all, he shows up at my house with no mask on, had Beats headset on, and some Nike flip-flop shoes, sandals on his stupid feet. And then I'm telling him they're supposed to give me a return label in print, a return label for this pickup. So he comes, yeah, I came here yesterday. I said, no, you didn't, because I was home all day yesterday. Talk about he came yesterday. He didn't come no yesterday. Then I said, I said, why are you scanning that label? That's the label that was on the initial box where they delivered the computer to me. So he was like, so I took a picture of him coming, pick up the box, leaving, and everything. So a couple of days ago, I get a slip on my door. I said, what the hell? Then I get another slip on my door. Then today, if I look out the window, FedEx is in front of my house. I didn't even come to the door. I said, what the hell they want? So after calling FedEx 10 times last week to try to tell them they picked up, the driver came, picked up a box. He didn't give me the confirmation of a return label. I don't know where the hell that package is. So when they came to my house at 1:25, talking about I wasn't home, I didn't answer the door. They left this slip on the door. So I said, so it tells me, I go online with FedEx, put in the door tag number. It says you have a pickup at whatever address. I had to go to Decatur, get there. Oh, the driver didn't come back yet, so I waited. You know what I got? The same damn box that was supposed to be delivered to Concentrix last week. That fool, like I told them before, he scanned the label that was to my address for a delivery. That was the original label that was on the box that was supposed to be sent to me back in April when I started. Now, so I got the damn box in the car, so tomorrow I'm gonna go back to FedEx with this return label. Now I didn't even have the return label in my email when I was at the FedEx, and I couldn't find it, so I must have deleted it from the phone. So of course, when I went back home, checked my email, then the return label is in my inbox. So I gotta go back to FedEx tomorrow, show them the return label, and have it shipped back to Concentrix. They probably called me on my other phone because my phone was ringing. My other landline phone was ringing, and I didn't answer because nobody else got that number. I figured that's probably them. Yes, awful training on FedEx part. That damn fool, idiot. Then I called FedEx and I said I need someone from the fulfillment center to call me because the package is with the driver. You know, that dumb Negro. I mean, it made me sick. And then I'm up there, go all the way over there to get the box back. I was like, man, it's so dumb. I'm so sick. I was like, Concentrix, they probably were looking for that damn computer. It's been almost 2 weeks. And these companies, they be wanting their property. I ain't got no reason to keep it. Shoot. So tomorrow, I gotta go to FedEx and have it sent and make sure it gets sent. So I was like, too disgusted. Just too damn disgusted. Damn fool, he talking about, man, you about to get out of here. I'm about to go. Then people want to know why people get cracked inside their head and then want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Man, Black Lives Matter is when you treat your own self with respect. Then he gonna come to my door all disrespectful in the first damn place. I said, we came there to get the box. And I said, do you have the return label that's supposed to be put on this box? They told me, and I'm reading the instructions. That dumb nigga act like he's so damn, well, I gotta go. It's hot out here. Walking up here, some Nike flip-flop shoes and some basketball shorts and some beat headsets on his ears. Dumb Negroes, get me sick. I don't know, y'all be getting me hot. I hate it. The worst customer service ever. Then I call customer service with FedEx 10 times just to get somebody from who knows where. I said, do you understand what I'm asking? Do you understand my concern? I was so disgusted. It's too, oof. But luckily I got that computer back because for all I know, they could have lost it. And then I had to come up with $900 or whatever that cost of that stupid computer. So I'm gonna bring it. So that's how that thing went. Now with Amazon, it's getting better in terms of my feet not hurting. But boy, let me tell you what I've been doing for the last couple of days, and I hope I get to do this forever. So they asked me. They said, "Do you want to be the social distancing whatever, right?" And California just is making Uber and Lyft. Man, I don't give a damn too much about what California is doing with Uber and Lyft. That's old news, Hogan. Not to dismiss what you're saying, but yeah, who cares? They've been said something about that. That's not just Uber and Lyft. They talking about all ride sharing in California. That's why you can't even so many work from home jobs and companies and opportunities don't even exist in California. So, Uber and Lyft, they were like, we're going to leave if we don't get our way. Man, bye. Because let me tell you, I read a recent report a couple of days ago saying that regular Uber for driving had lost millions of dollars. And if it wasn't for Uber Eats, Uber would have been done with. I'm going to pull that article. I'm going to find that article and share it with y'all in a few minutes. So, what life and for us. T.I. was in a team LMDU last night. He was using StreamYard and I was in the live stream and my sound stream was okay. I don't know about that. That's not what other people were saying. So, I don't know. I don't think it wasn't about that. It depends on your broadband and the speed. But anyway, so, oh, so what they have me doing at Amazon is I'm supposed to walk around and make sure everybody is social distancing and making sure everybody's compliant with the social distancing. And that's what they have me doing all night long for the last couple of days. Now, I'm not complaining, but let me tell you, ooh, telling people, excuse me, you're in the break. We're supposed to be 13 people in the break room at any given time, and they have the chairs and tables situated where you're 6 feet apart. Now, how is it so hard? I say, excuse me, you can't be, they can't be congregating at the table. They're supposed to be 6 feet apart. Then some people who sitting at the table with no mask on, then they have someone else talking next to them, all up on each other. I say, excuse me, I'll be like 6 feet apart, and I say, you have to wear your mask. I'm eating. How you have your mask on the other table, and you sitting at another table, and you talking about, I'm eating. No, you weren't, because you were sitting here talking that whole entire time with no mask on. The mask is not even it's not even next to you like this. You got the mask somewhere else. And then you like me, they looking at me like I'm crazy. And these are these young millennial people. They don't even like to listen. You think I'm walking around there just to be talking? So anyway, so the manager told me, anybody who don't comply, get me and I'll send them home. That's how serious they are about that social distancing at Amazon. That they got somebody, which is me, is to walk around all night and make sure everybody's social distancing. Then this one fool, he ain't got no mask on. He's sitting up in here and just chilling. First of all, you're not really doing nothing. Then he had no mask on his face, and he looking at me like, punk ass, if I kick you off that fucking ladder, then you're gonna understand that here he come trying to talk back to me. And I was saying in a respectful sort of way, why aren't you gonna do no work? I am doing my work. Why don't you mind your business and wear your mask? So before he knew I was going to get the manager, right? So before I could get to the front to get the manager, somehow or another, he must have dipped, So he, because ain't nobody got time to be hunting people down. So I was like, so that's my job at Amazon. Now, I don't know what I'll be doing when I go back to work Wednesday, but that is a requirement that they have to have one person that walks around. I got to walk to the break room, to the main area, to the chill room. And that's all I'm doing. Is just making sure everybody's social distancing. That's it. And I get to sit out in the break room and pretty much do much of nothing. But other than that, it's been okay. Now, what else did you see what's been going on? Oh, well, of course, I start my new job at the end of the month. And I already got my offer letter today that I signed off on, and then I'll be starting my new job on the 31st. So in the meantime, I've keep getting all these different emails of all these different companies hiring, looking for people to work from home and all this other kind of stuff. And then I'm wondering to myself, I still need to find something else, because even at the rate that I'm going to get, it's still not going to be enough to pay all my bills and everything else. So, but I'm still doing survey.com, and that's still a way of supplementing my income. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put how to merchandise. I'm going to do a digital guide per se. And I'm going to put something together in terms of how I make money doing alternatives other than trying to do Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, and all those food deliveries. Because I'll tell you, I could see the writing on the wall when it comes to these food deliveries. I've read something else. Yeah, Amazon pays weekly. Yep, they pay every week. Every Thursday, you get paid. And if anybody, I'm telling you, Amazon, depending on what you do and which fulfillment center you work in, it could be a little bit challenging in terms of, physical movement and stuff. But if you could hang in there and you're young, you could take advantage of they pay 95% of your tuition, go to school, and you don't have to work for Amazon and stay with Amazon. And all right, David. So then, if you're full time, they do offer benefits, even though I haven't signed up for benefits with Amazon because I'm still kind of confused in terms of what my status is because I have 40 hours. I work 40-hour week, but they still have me in the system that I'm supposed to work an 11-hour day. And I was like, no. And they still figuring that out. So I'm keep accumulating these points. But they said that they'll fix that. And then the one up the street from my house, which I really want to work at, I haven't decided. Well, I'll put it this way: they haven't put it out there in terms of what kind of. I know it's a fulfillment center, but will it be like picking up packages and dropping off packages or what? I don't know. But I don't want to be a sortation person. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to keep my eye out and see if when they will be opening that location up the street from my house, and see if I could either work the one at the house, closer up to the house, and depending on what they're doing. But my master plan is that I'm still learning new skills through Udacity and learning how to code. Not necessarily how to code, but I really want to learn the new skill set is data science. Learning that AWS and trying to get into that sector of a position. Now, there is no such degree of going to college like that, but there's a lot of programs that I've been researching and I still do it. I try to do it I try to learn something every day. But I know it may be hard to break into a software developer, software engineering without experience, but after reading a lot of people's blog and information, it's possible. It really is. But one thing I can say for sure is with Amazon, if I'm trying to hang in there just until the end of the month, then I can see if they'll let me do a flex schedule where basically flex schedule is you choose your own schedule. When that means you choose your own schedule means that as long as you do 3 shifts a month, you could pretty much work when you want to. Now, I wish I knew that before I chose that permanent schedule because I didn't know if I was going to get that position with Wayfair. And then I already chose the schedule, and then I had started working when I found out. But I'm hearing different things. They say, oh, you can work 30 days and then you can change your schedule. But I'll be able to work both of those things, both of those jobs. Because when I start the August 31st, of course, there's training, a set schedule for 3 weeks, and then they'll let me know what my permanent schedule is. And when I know what my permanent schedule is, then I'll be able to speak with the manager and ask them if I could do a flex scheduling and see where we go from there. I would like to keep the position with Amazon because, one, it's really not hard because you're not really hustling compared to the other position that I did 3 years ago where you were actually, getting packages off the belt and sorting it. Now that was hard. What I'm doing, picking groceries and, and putting up groceries and stuff, that's not really bad. It's just the fact that you're on your feet all that time. But other than that, it's not bad. And I got my foot massage. Let me show y'all real quick. I did open it and used it already. Look, y'all. Winfrau foot massager. That's the best thing I bought since I've been ordering on Amazon. Ooh, that is so. I put my feet in there when I got this thing Thursday morning. It was sitting in front of my porch, and I used it. Open it up. I used it that morning when I got home. Oh, it made my feet so. I was so relaxed. I was like, ooh. And then, I've used it like all day that day. Not all day, but I've used it multiple times that one day. Then I used it for 2 days. And then after that, pretty much, it's done a lot for my feet. And it's so good because now my ankles are not as swollen like it was. It doesn't, do they micromanage? No, not where I'm at. I mean, put it this way. The operations manager, Steven, he's a young guy. And I think he feels sorry for me because he was like, I was supposed to, he says, oh, you could do some picking. So I said, okay. So I had did some picking. Then I was supposed to go in the freezer. So I would sit up in here and say, okay, where's the I said, they ain't got no more freeze jackets. So he said, oh no, I'm gonna let somebody else do it. So he gave my scan gun and let someone else do the freeze picking because he said, this is supposed to be ready in 20 minutes. So he said, oh, just go and sit in the break room. So I said, okay, chill out in the break room. I was like, okay. Well, I didn't really chill out in the break room. I said, okay, I'm going to just straighten up this area with all these boots and everything was all out the place. So I had put all the boots and stuff all together because people be throwing the equipment all over the place. And I put all the jackets up, disinfected, sprayed it there. I said, okay. And threw all that, it was trash all over the place. So I started cleaning up that little areas because I felt like, dang, I'm just coming to work just to chill in the break room, walk around. And I must have walked with my pedal. Where's my Fitbit? Where the hell my Fitbit go? Hold up, y'all. Looked at my wrist. I said my Fitbit gone. Here's my Fitbit. Hold up, y'all. I got some fries in this thing. Hold up, I'll be back. back. Man, I burnt those damn fries. It was in an air fryer. And I looked at it. It was all overly crispy. Not even crispy. It was burnt. I was like, I gotta do that whole thing in the garbage. So I'm starting all over again. But in the meantime, I'm eating this ice cream sandwich that I bought from Aldi's. No corn syrup, fructose, and it is chocolate mint. It tastes so good. It's not chocolate mint. It's vanilla with mint. It is so soft. My freezer must not be frozen enough. It ain't no digital one, so I don't know, but it's probably set around that time. But no, Amazon doesn't the management doesn't micromanage, because I overheard him complaining about how they say it's supposed to be hard but fun. I don't see what the fun he was complaining about. He was complaining about it, and because they get the stats in terms of what they're doing. So the operations manager, they get stats, and then you get a message on your gun, when you scan. So sometimes you get a message, and then it will say, oh, please pick up the place, blah, blah, blah. So you get these random messages, not random, you'll get these messages on your scanner. But they're supposed to be certain goals, like what they call stowing. Stowing is when you put stuff back on the shelf. So everything you do is tracked labor-wise. So it will give you an idea about how much you're, how many items per minute you're packing, because every time packages are picked or groceries are picked, it's going to correlate with that 2-hour window. A couple of times they came looking for me, not looking for me because they know where you at. Oh, we need this cart. It needs to be hurry up and picked. It's already past due. So if it's past due, then they'll come over there and try to hurry up to get it finished. So I think that's the reason why they probably wanted me to be the social distancing person, because I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I think I'm not needing that fastness. So I guess maybe they figure, she's older, because to be honest with you, most of the people, how far is Cartersville from Atlanta? 50 minutes. An hour? I can't even say, because the way our traffic is in Atlanta and construction and stuff, you can't even gauge it sometimes. It's probably a good hour, give or take. It was pretty good. Good a treat. That's what it's supposed to be, a treat. One thing I'll say about Aldi is they don't have they don't put like artificial stuff when they in their desserts, not desserts, ice cream and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so yeah, everything is managed in terms of numbers with Apple. Apple too, they do that too. Everything is I don't know. I never been to no Cartersville. Mm-hmm. Google it. I don't know nothing about no Cartersville. Yep. So, but that's pretty much been going on with me. And then last week on that what you call it, that Walmart assignment I was doing with Survey, man, first they told us, oh, it's gonna be $135. Then it turned around, it was like 120, 150. I was like, y'all said 135. So I only did it for 2 days. No, I didn't even do it for 2 whole days. I did it for 1 whole day, and then the second day for a couple of hours, and that was it. And I told her, I said, nope. So I'm not doing no resets when it comes to Survey, not because they say one thing but to pay. But yeah, that's the main thing. But the other thing is, it was so damn disorganized with the other company resetting the Walmart. It wasn't a brand new Walmart. It was just basically resetting things within the store, because they have like different companies that will be working the same project too, and then they have the someone from Walmart, and they just didn't. I don't know. I didn't like it, and then after that, I thought it was going to be something easy, but they wanted me to do something that I wasn't even trained to do on some big old equipment. And I was like, I said, nope. They just paid me my hours that I done, and that was it. I said, I'm going to stick to the regular merchandising. And then the other company I was hired with to do as an employee, now all of a sudden they got a bunch of things going on with assignments too. So, but what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that in a I'm going to put that in a digital book. I'm going to do a digital thing, and I'm going to put it more in a comprehensive type of guide and different resources. And I may do a small nominal fee, like $2, $3, maybe $5. No, $5 the most. I'll start out doing that. And rather than just talking about it on YouTube, I'm going to start talking about it in a digital type of format and guide, because so far, between the different gigs that I've been doing, field agent and Survey, and there's some other ones too that I don't talk about. That's pretty good, and most people don't realize it. Now, I'm not talking about the Survey gigs that's $5, $7. I mean, there are some jobs that's out there, but there are a lot of ways of making at least an extra $800 a month. If I had to add up all the money I've made doing those gigs per month, I would have to honestly say that it's a good $800 or whatever. Hey, stop going off topic. Y'all need to have your own channel. Because I asked for names, recommendations, and no one's not responded. What? Anheuser-Busch Goose Island IPA, $14. I don't drink no beer. Why would I want that? Try out. Nope. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce audit, $4.50. Wonder what they wanted to do with that. Have I done Sykes before? Nope. Sure haven't. I applied for a position at Sykes, and I didn't hear nothing back from them because one of the questions they asked was, can you commit to some schedule for training? And I said no, because when I start training with Wayfair, it's not gonna. I can't do the training at the same time with Sykes. It conflicts, and to be honest, a lot of those jamming with Lady T. No, no, because I don't play any music, so that wouldn't make any sense. Because I don't play, it's no music playing. That's not doesn't correlate to what. Look at this. Take a scissors and go. Doot, doot. And if people say, I know she did just cut her hair. You know I'm gonna get my hair cut. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow when I'm out and about. Ooh. Nope. If I was a person playing music, I could see that being it, but that's not what I do. But thank you anyways, David. Nope, that's not it. All right, let me check my fries. Let me see. Aldi. What about Aldi? 8 colas, 85. Oh, let me tell you about the car, the Kia. So anyway, so I went to the dealership. I said, y'all need to check this engine again. Then they tell me it was for, what they told me? The starter? I think they told me the starter or something like that. Then, after they did that, they said, oh, Miss Mo, you ain't had no gas I had gas in the car. So, then they're telling me it was also the fuel pump. So they told me they had to order the fuel pump and they will get it in 2 days. So it should be ready by Wednesday. But guess how much they wanted me to pay? Where did that numbers go? Nope, that ain't it. But anyway, so they wanted, so they told me, like, what? I said, when I picked up that car in January and y'all replaced the motor, how come that didn't come up then? Well, the problem ain't gonna come up until it comes up, blah, blah, blah. So, a knowledgeable person or subscriber who knows a lot of things of mechanical, when I tried to explain it, pretty much, they probably was right. Not that they would make up stuff. So, they were trying to tell me it was going to be like $1,700 something, some crazy amount or whatever. I'm like, I thought I had, it said, I said I was going to get a discount. So at first it was going to give me 10% off. 10% off the parts. That was something where when I signed up online, made this online appointment, it was something like 15%. So he gave it for 15%. 15% off the parts. And I said, with all the inconvenience that I've gone through and everything else, so he took 10% off the labor, 15% off the parts for both of them. So I get up there on Friday. No, Monday. No, Friday. And because it was so hard to get a hold of them, then I said I wanted send me in writing that I'm going to get 10% off the labor for both the parts and 15% off the parts from the starter and the fuel pump. So it ended up costing me about $1,100 and something. So I was like, I don't understand how come the kid got all these things recalls for stuff. So basically what he told me was, which made sense because, I like to research research. I may not know nothing about fixing the car, but I'm going to do my research. So he said to me, which makes sense, never let a car sit. I had the car sitting from January till now. So he said, never let it sit. You could mess up the car like that when you have it sitting like that. The gas settles in the car. And so he told me, I said, well, he said, so now so when I get the car back, I'm going to drive the Corolla and the Kia every other day. He said, never let a car sit because, no, not really. No, not really. Because when I looked at the parts at AutoZone and all the other stuff, I said, let me compare what the price is. That really isn't a lot. There's a lot when you don't got no money. That's what it is. There's a lot when you don't have no money. I'm not saying I got money like that, but that is a sports edition type of car. That's not one of these 1990s. So, these cars these days are. It's very computerized, very electronic. So back in the day, depending what kind of car you had, it didn't have all those type of components. So it's going to cost money. But put it this way, after I went there and I wanted to break down, I should have took it with me and broke down the numbers with y'all. And I said, what's this $25? I said, what's this $25, whatever it is? No, it was $120. I said, what's this $125? This for? Oh, that's for the I don't know what he said it was for. It sounded like a bunch of BS. He said, I'm not paying no 120. Y'all didn't say nothing about no these little extra little try. I didn't talk about no tax either. He said, oh, he'll take that off. I bet y'all are gonna take that off. Because what I was originally told without all those discounts, because he didn't have to give me 10% off the labor and 15%. That's both cars. It's only supposed to be one part supposed to get a discount. He discounted both parts and labor for both. So it was trust me. So when you hear people say, oh, don't ever go to the dealer to get your car fixed. Don't go to those little side areas. Don't go to those, ones you see on Buford Highway. Now I'll take the Corolla and let them put like a Cadillac converter or put some brakes and stuff, because that's a like 2002. But if you have a car that's like 2012, 14, 16, you can't take your car to these off of Buford Highway, off of Covington Highway, one of those, whatever. Because one, they're not going to know how to fix those type of cars unless you find a a higher level technician. They're a highly skilled. So you could take one of those old cars to where it doesn't require a whole lot of mechanics and a whole lot of electronics and computers and stuff. Trust me, you got to know how to speak up. Because, see, I told them, I said, I already paid y'all $700 for all the other stuff I had done. But I said, nope. So, don't always be quick to take the first price quote they give you at a car dealership. You got to be like, nope, nope. I want a discount on this. They'll give it to you. They'll give it to me at the hell raise that I rose, that I had to give. I've been walking out there. I was like, so I saved pretty much. I saved about good $400, $500, maybe more than that. And I think about yep, 9. Yep, 500 plus $600, somewhere around that range. So I'm not going to pay no. That's the first thing you're going to give me and tell me. Then that ain't going to be the first thing you're going to tell me. It's going to cost this. Nope. It's going to cost me this. I pay this. And if I really wanted to push the issue, I would have asked for 20%, but I said, nope, I already got 10 plus 15 off the labor. 10 off the labor and 15 for both parts. And then it's under warranty. So that's another thing you got to be cautious about. Don't always believe this the same old thing. Oh, don't never take your car to a dealer. You're going to pay way more and go to this place. Let me tell you, and this made sense. If I had took that car and let somebody else service it, and I said, can you check the engine? It automatically voids my warranty. So I have a lifetime warranty on the engine. If I took it somewhere else and they start picking at that engine, oh, let me do this, let me do that, the warranty is automatically void. So if something goes wrong with that car and you took it somewhere else other than the Kia, Toyota, whomever, you void your warranty. So don't go and listen to that whole, well, don't go to no dealership, they're going to charge you more, blah, blah, blah. You're better off going to the dealer, and especially if you have a more modern car. Now, if it's some old looking car that you got from 1989, 1990, or whatever, before it had all those advanced features and stuff, that may be fine and dandy because that's nothing to fix an older car. When you ever think, you think about these old looking cars, it doesn't require a whole lot of technical advance. It's not a matter of, it's not just taking this part out, putting this part in, and all. It ain't. Nope. It ain't that easy when it comes to these newer cars. So when I get my Kia back, probably Wednesday or Thursday, um, I'll be driving that car every other day, and pretty much I'll probably keep it because I've been, I just might as well keep it because if the Corolla could still keep on kicking and it gets to that 200,000 mark or whatever, I'm just going to let that car get to its 200 whatever mark until that's it. I'll get the life usage out of those cars. By then I'll be 60, maybe. Let me see, 52. I'll be about 60. I'll be debt free, in terms of not having no mortgage. But I wish I could say that when it comes to those student loans. But I'm not trying to. I'm not gonna buy no new car next time around. In these next coming years, and how things seem to be changing. Tesla is. I'm not saying I want to buy me a Tesla, but I've been hearing some really good things about Teslas. Now, if Tesla ever come up with a SUV and say they've been around 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, maybe I'll do that route. But I'm not going to buy another car per se. I want to buy me a SUV, somewhere around that nature. But that's about with that Kia. And let me see, what else is there to talk about? I don't know. I still need to come up with a name. I was talking about. Let's talk about it with Teresa. No, let's talk about it with Lady T. Let's talk about it. Is that a good name? Let's talk about it. Okay, let me go ahead and invite some of y'all in. And please don't talk long, because I ain't trying to talk long. All right, Colas, you said you was going to be in my life. You was going to come on next time. All right, Colas. Toyota will last 300,000 miles. Maybe. Tastic T. No. All right, Colas, come on, be my guest for the day. Well, I still got these nasty high blood pressure medicine pills. Romeo, why you keep popping up like that? What do you want? I knew you were gonna pop up on there. Where the other one at, David? I know you want to pop on here real quick. All right, Colas 85. You need to show your face. Hogan, you need to come on too. Who else is on here? How many people on here? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to be drinking way more water than this. I'm gonna get there one day. All right, Romeo, what's been going on with you?
Same bullshit.
I said, what's been going on with you?
Just
What? I don't understand what you're saying. Say it again.
sleeping.
Yeah, what you said?
It's my bad.
I need to get to $500. I need to get to $500 for me to cash out a field agent. So I got 372. Oh, 372.90. Let me put my little code if y'all want to do it, because there'd be some interesting things on these little. All right, Romeo, tell me what kind of name I should change my channel to.
That's a good question.
Let's talk about it with Terry. Let's talk about it with Lady T.
Yeah.
I'm not having no because at first, when my first channel thing, it really wasn't a channel name. It was Terry S. That was my initial. That was my initial thing. Then most people would say Terry S. And then I think I changed it to Lady T. Chit chat would imply other people chit chatting. I think I'm gonna change the name to Let's Talk About It.
That's it.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's Talk About It with Lady T. Yep, that's what's gonna be. Let's Talk About It with Lady T.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Because I don't have no certain thing about Grubhub, DoorDash, or Gig, Uberman, Tampa, Uber, whatever, even though you're not supposed to use Uber in your name at all. But some people still keep Uber in their name and they're supposed to. What you eating? Why you showing your mouth all in your mouth? Back up! You feel so cold. What are you eating? McDonald's? Really? That's why you was hiding that. You wouldn't let me see it. You can eat it. You can say nothing. I already had my fries, even though I had my air fried. And I haven't been going to Chick-fil-A in months. I have not gone to Chick-fil-A in months, and I haven't gone to nor have I gone to Carver's either.
That's good.
No, I didn't see your sugar was 100 today, David. Nope. I'm gonna buy me a I'm thinking about buying me a bike. Not a bike to ride outside, but an indoor bike. Chit chatting with Lady T. Chit chatting. Chit chatting. Now, nope, Hogan, nope, nope, nope. I think I'm gonna do let's talk about it. That's what I'm gonna talk. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's talk about it. Is that the final one? Anybody else? I don't like chit chatting. No. Chit chatting. Alright, give me a thumbs up if you like the name. Let's talk about it with Lady T. Because when I changed it, once I changed the channel name, you know I can't change it. I think. Oh, got one thumbs up. Lady T's experience. No. David, you don't know how to make no name suggestion. You opt out of it. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna hook up my foot massage, put my feet in there. Even though it's not hurting, but it just feels so good. This is so good. If you're on your feet all day, this is what you may want to buy. WePro. I already got a scale that's a WePro brand, but this seems pretty good. WePro. You could put needle intensity, air intensity, heat. Now the heat one don't feel hot. I mean, it's not hot, but you can't really tell. Romeo, you got me in the mood for McDonald's. No, you don't. Bet you your sugar won't be 100 no more. You eat McDonald's. McDonald's is suing the former CEO of McDonald's for not disclosing his sexual harassment. I was like, really? McDonald's, y'all got more things to worry about than suing the ex-CEO of McDonald's because he didn't disclose about sexual harassment? Shoot, you need to worry about that poor, nasty customer service y'all got in all these places y'all be going to. Shoot, you didn't catch me at now. I did eat McDonald's breakfast a few days ago, but other than that, that's really the only thing I like about McDonald's is their breakfast. Other than And then Wendy's is supposedly have taken over McDonald's spot with their breakfast since they offered breakfast, but I have not yet tried Wendy breakfast and see how it tastes. But I did get some coupons in the mail today. So one day when I'm coming home from work with Amazon and I don't feel like going home to cook anything, maybe I'll try Wendy's and see what it tastes like on their McDonald's breakfast item. It seemed interesting, but I don't know. What does the sushi thing taste feel so good if y'all just don't know? And I ain't got no socks on too, so you could know how it really feels directly on the bottom of your feet. Let me put this on medium This is on low. Easy. See how medium feels. Okay, I can feel a little heat. Maybe put on some air intensity. I only go to the dealer. Yep, your pleasure. You go to, I'm telling you, the dealer, it's not that bad in regards to, ooh, that feels so much different. Oh, y'all just don't know how this thing feels. Where has this thing been all my life? All that time standing up on my feet, being hurting. It just helps with the circulation too. All at the bottom, all my plantar fasciitis. I got plantar fasciitis and neuropathy, but the tingling in my feet, but the neuropathy has been subsiding. It hasn't been hurting me as bad anymore.
I think I need,
Huh?
I need to go.
You need to go.
Yeah.
You ate on my face and then you told me you gotta go. Bye. Bye. Where's your channel at anyway, Romeo? I ain't seen no channel. When you gonna do your channel?
I'm done.
Woo, let me check this heat. This thing is a little bit too tense. Take this thing off. Ooh. I love my fitness. All right, who's gonna get on next? Your pleasure, 721. It's time for you to get on. Go there, click the link. Hogan. I don't know. I always keep telling him maybe he's too close or something. I sure wish I could see how this massage foot thing feels like. Woo! It's one of the best investments ever. I'll probably write it off my taxes too. She was a necessity. Stand on your feet all day. Oh, Amy is watching a movie. I can't get on. Oh, that's fine. You got other people here that can get on. Get on the live stream. Come on, y'all. Get on the live stream. Oh, I love watching. That's not a movie. That's a TV sitcom. I love watching Ugly Betty. I watched every episode. I love that show. I'm so mad that they don't have it on the air. That was one of the best written shows ever. I love that show. I could watch that all over again. You could tell Amy I watched every episode of Ugly Betty. All right, y'all. Who else on here? Well, I could watch that on Hulu. Romeo has feedback. What Romeo got feedback on? I've been on here for an hour and 22 minutes. Alright, y'all. I guess nobody else wants to come on, so I'm about to give. So watch out for the name change. Anybody else got final feedback, final suggestions? Going once, going twice. We're gonna do, let's chat about it. Maybe let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Well, y'all see the name change. When I change the name, you're still gonna get notifications. So if you like, comment, subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. And also look out for some upcoming digital products that I'm trying to develop. And I would appreciate all the support. What is the new name? I was asking for suggestions, Shelly Shell. Oh my God, look who decides to drop in. Lynn doing the do. Okay, I need a new channel name. I'm tired of saying just Lady T. So the name change I'm going to probably change it to is Let's Talk About It with Therese, with Lady T. Let's talk about it. Because I don't have a certain channel specifics. It's not like, my other channel, which was TPS Tax and Consulting Services. Yeah, I want to change the name to something more formal, I guess. So, Shelly Shell, Lynn, are you still signed up with Rody? Yeah, I'm still signed up with Rody. I haven't done anything with Teresa's Life. No, and that's not how you spell my name. My name is not spelled that way. Nope, I don't want to do that. Teresa Life, Teresa Experience, no. Yeah. Yeah, I've been signed up with Rody. I haven't done Rody since I've signed up because I try to update the app and somehow or another it won't let me update to the recent app. But I'm not really trying to do deliveries anymore per se. Now I did sign up. I thought I signed up with Here's to you with no. David, you're not imaginative. You make up corny names. That sounds more like a statement. That's not a Lynn, trust me, if you go back on the previous things, that don't even make it. Lady Tyson to go. What? Lady T's what? Lady T Son to go. I don't understand what that means. Y'all making it worse. Y'all are not imaginative with nothing. Y'all trying to ruin my brand? No, on the go where? Okay, Lynn, I know you come up with some good things, so tell me what you think. Because so far, I haven't got any good ones. Lady T on the go? No, because I'm not going anywhere. No, no. Lady T doing my thing. Nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, you are Connie David. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, Shell, let me show you what I got. I'm sitting here relaxing with my foot massager. It is so relaxing. Let me get the box. Ugh. Look at here. Look. Oh, my feet is so wonderful. Let me put my feet back in here. I would look. Okay, the chair can't reach, and I'm not trying to get up out of my seat. Put my foot back in there. Woo! Let me tell you, Lady Turret. No, David. No more suggestions. Your suggestions are corny. All right, I'm gonna come up with this name right here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it with Lady T. I think that's what the name I'm gonna go with. Yep, that's what we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about it. That's gonna be my channel name. Let's talk about it. I think that's the final answer. What do you think, Your Pleasure? Lynn, Michelle? Yep, that's what we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about it. Woo! Let me tell you, after being in your feet for hours and hours at a time, I don't have no tingling in my feet anymore. Talking about it with T. What? Talking. That's not even a complete. Everything is grammatically wrong with that. talking about no. We're gonna say let's talk about it. No more suggestions. The suggestions are closed. Woo. But anyway, so the final thing we're gonna talk about is the stimulus, $600 per week. Now, as most of y'all know, that thing expired July 31st. And the latest talk is that Trump wants to so-called execute an executive order to try to extend the $600. But he's not wanting to give the full $600 every week. It is $400 a week. And if most of y'all didn't know, 25% is covered by the state. So prior to that, the federal government was only giving $500 and the state was to chip in the $100 to make up that $600. So, no, that was for the PPP, the $600 with the in addition to the state unemployment. So they want to only go for $400. That means the federal government is contributing $300. The state is contributing the other $100. But most states already do not have the money to contribute even at $100 per week. So most states have to lay off people, state government jobs. I don't think they laying off police officers and firefighters and things like that. I hope they not. But let me tell you, that is false. Let me tell you what I think that's not good. And let me tell you the reason why. The reason it is not good is because if they were to give and keep extending that $400, $600, I know people need that money to help them out because they're not having a job. But to be honest, unemployment has been this thing. Moth, get out of here! Got the window wide open. Just that extra $600 they was giving out for those 4 months, and now they want to extend it to the end of the year. And on top of that, they want to put a freeze on payroll tax, Social Security. You know that money that comes out of your check that pays for Social Security? You know that if you do not put that money in the pot, per se, for Social Security, that those who are elderly now, what do you think the money that's paying people who've been working all of their lives, who gets to collect on that Social Security, what makes you think that putting a moratorium and not paying into that Social Security, that's detrimental, because those who are getting Social Security, or if you within 8-9 years of getting your Social Security, don't you think you have to look at the long term of what this is going to do for those who are getting Social Security? And the fact of the matter is, you creating a false markets for a disaster in the coming months. Because number one, if you're cutting payroll tax and you're cutting the fact that you're gonna stop paying into the Social Security account, that's going to really hurt people in the long run. Because especially if you pay into Social Security for 60 years of your life working, just to turn around that all that money that you put into that Social Security, you're not going to be able to collect because it's drying up, and then it's hurting those who are elderly now. They worked all their lives, that they may be affected in regards to not getting their Social Security, or they may not get that inflation. They always make an adjustment for inflation. That extra $100 increase that one people get, that may not seem a lot, but they're not going to increase that cost of living expense for those who are getting Social Security. By them withholding millions and millions of dollars by cutting Social Security, by cutting that tax. And let's talk about the other thing. All right, you work for 6 months. Say you get that $600 a week, and let's say they did give it to people until the end of the year. At 8 months, at $600 a week, not including the other unemployment that you get from your state, what you think? Are you going to be able to afford that $3,000-$4,000 tax bill? Because if you're not paying taxes on that money, you're saying, I want the whole $600 a week. That's taxable money. So if you're not taking taxes out of that money during that 4 months, 6 months, when next year comes, when it's time to file your tax return, and you thinking you're getting back a refund, and you saying, and they turn around, you get a tax bill of $1,000, $1,200, or whatever the case may be, getting that extra $600 a week, if they did it for a whole year, you did it for a whole year, $600 a week, 52, that's $48,000 a year. $48,000 a year of that money, 6% is state tax, 3% of that is Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, federal tax, and no money's paying into the systems at all. It's going to increase taxes. Taxes will have to be increased. And please don't talk about, well, these big companies, they're not paying taxes. They're not paying corporate tax, blah, blah. We already know that. That's why companies like Uber and Lyft and Apple, they divert their corporate income tax to other countries, like going to Ireland, Mexico, because they don't have to pay as higher income tax in those countries. So they set up their corporations in other foreign countries to avoid paying what the corporate United States taxes are. And that's not a new issue. That's not something that started in Trump's administration, President Obama's administration. This has always been like that. Always. That's why they be trying to get people with these offshore accounts. Let me take my feet out of this. Ooh. That's why they've been trying to divert that, but see, no one's talking about that now. Because when you have lobbyists, and as a person who's a millionaire or billionaire of these big corporations, the way they feel is, I already pay enough taxes. And they do. They do. Because without these billion-dollar companies, and as much as people like to say, oh, these corporate bigwigs, they're not paying taxes, and the government's bailing them out, blah, 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 and, whatever. But as an industry, you provide jobs to millions of people. You supply, so-called insurance, depending on who it is. They pay more than what most people don't understand how the rules work. I'm quite sure if any one of us, if we were millionaires and we had, and we were worth a few $1 million, we will be talking a whole different tune about taxes and won't be complaining so much about these big corporations. They pay tax, because let me tell you, I've seen these big wig taxes, tax returns of people making millions and millions of dollars, whether they make it to investments or high income jobs. They pay a lot of tax. They do pay a lot of money in taxes. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. It's not like they're not paying anything. The problem that people, I feel sorry for people who going through evictions, going through having had a business and suddenly it just went doop. That's why it's like, and it's affecting more brown and black people in terms of business. And that $600 is a lively, it'll help you pay maybe depending where you live. I make 15, 14, $15 an hour, which is pretty much that's what the $600 a week is without taxes taken out. And still, I can't really pay all of my bills making just 15, making that amount of money. Even if, you still have to have another side hustle gig, whether it be doing Uber Eats, Grubhub, or whatever. You still have to do something extra, whether it be another part-time job, working from home, or something to make an extra $800. Now, one thing I could say, working from home, it does offset a lot of expenses. You're not really spending as much money in gas. Because I'll tell you, when I was working from home for these few months, and even this shutdown, I wasn't going to the gas station as a regular matter of fact. I think when I look at my budget, when I break down my budget tomorrow and break it down, I probably saved an extra $400, if not $500 a month by not spending money in gas. And then on top of that, maybe not eating out as much, because technically I really haven't been eating out as much. Now I do go to, I did go to Culver's and stuff, but that would be like what, once a week. It wasn't every day. It might have been once a week. So it's like if I really break down what I wasn't spending, I wasn't really spending a lot of money when you're working from home. Where I'm going. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to church. I'm not going to I'm only going to the grocery store up the street, come back home. That's it. I'm not going anywhere long distance and spending a whole lot of money. So that was gas. Then it was, when I think about it, I wasn't eating out as much, you go to the store, you buy like $1.29, $1.35 drink, $4, $2, $3, $4 here and there, but I wasn't really spending a whole lot. Be buying groceries and going to the grocery store and buying things, but nothing out of the ordinary. It's like if I was driving a lot, like if I was doing food deliveries, it was, I would say every 2 days, 3 days, I'm buying gas. And I'm not talking about $10, $20 worth of gas. 3 years ago, when I first doing this gig economy in that Kia, I was spending probably, it was close to maybe $45, $50. Because it was a big tank, but when gas prices was really, really high, man, $40 every other week, every other week, I wish it was every other week, $40 plus every 2 days, and I was driving a lot of miles. Then you had to get oil changes more frequently. You had to get brakes. It was like you was spending a lot of money just to keep up the car. That was basic things. Putting gas in the car. Then getting oil changes, and tires. That was more frequent. Now, yeah, I had to do these repairs on this Kia, but I could assure you I wouldn't be spending a whole lot of money on other things. A lot of expenses went down. It went down. And I was within my budget. Now, if I really was going to be strict with my budget, then I would have been like, I'm not going to buy no groceries until everything is eaten out that refrigerator and cabinets and see, or preparing meals and eating more of a plant-based diet, because when you're on those type of plant-based diet, eating more vegetables, fruit, and drink a lot of water, you're not going to really eat a whole lot on that type of eating plan. But working from home, yeah, I know, Shell, it could be good work. I'll be working from home at the end of the month, but I'm also working with Amazon, but I'm not really going anywhere, You're not really spending a whole lot of money, You're not really using a whole bunch of your utilities. I mean, what is it? You're not washing clothes. You don't have to wash as many clothes because you're at home. Where you going? You could wash maybe a few things here and there, but you're not washing. You're not using a lot of your utilities, water, things like that. So it's kind of like watch your expenses. Now, for those who now, if they do decide to give that $400 and $300 is coming from the federal, the first $100 comes from the state. Most states don't have that. They are busted. They may not even be able to handle that. Now, people say $100, that's $100 per person per week. So depending on how many people in your state that's unemployed, it's going to cause a whole lot of havoc. And what you think is going to happen? Where do you think that money's going to have to be recouped? Raising your taxes. Not just the state. No, not just the federal, but the state. So when all of these things suddenly get so high in cost, I'm not talking about regular groceries and stuff like that. Like things, you start seeing increases in different utilities. Like if you get your gas bill, light bill, your property taxes, what else? If you live in a state that has toll, you got to pay a toll tax. Florida don't got no state income tax. But I'm quite sure if you go to Florida, live in Florida, you probably pay something way higher than most people say, what? You paying what? I went to Florida, to Orlando, to something, and it was like toll. It was like every other street was probably a damn toll in Florida. And I got a ticket in the mail for saying that I didn't pay a toll. Oh, what do you mean I didn't pay a toll? They had my picture, license plate, everything. And it showed me that I was on this road that was a toll road. I ain't see no booth to put no money in it. But somehow or another, I wrote them a check for $1, $2 and some change, sent that check in, said, here you go. I ain't heard nothing since about that damn toll ticket. But you're going to pay somehow, somewhere. And let me tell you one last thing. If you don't find a regular job, whether it's working from home, whether it's working for Amazon, when those companies finally get that stimulus money, let me tell you, and this makes sense, think about it. They had all these influx of hires when they was giving out that money. That $1 trillion, companies were getting that PPP money. When that PPP money stipulations are used, meaning that these companies say, okay, you can get a loan for $2 million as long as you keep the employees you have for 4 months. And if they got that PPP money and all they have to do is retain a certain number of employees for 4 months and not have to pay it back, what makes you think what's going to happen on the 6th day? On that last, the very next day, the minute they fulfill the requirements of that PPP loan and the economy does not pick up and stimulate in terms of a company as a sales perspective. Now let's take me for example. Now say I had a company of corporations and I had 5 people and they gave me $500,000 to retain these 5 people with my company for 4 months, and I don't have to pay it back. But as a company, my business suffered during that coronavirus, and I was not able to make my payroll tax, and I was not able to make my payroll, so I took out this PPP loan, and the government says, okay, we'll give you $500,000 so you can keep the people, so you're able to make your payroll, pay the employees, and keep afloat of your operating expenses, but yet you still show a negative. You don't have the money to pay that loan back. You don't have the money to pay the loan back. So if I don't have the money to pay the loan back and I'm not getting income in to pay it back, I'm going to keep the people on my books for the 4 months. But after 4 months, I fulfilled the requirement of the loan. I don't have to pay it back. I'm not making any money. So you're going to lay people off. So it's going to be an influx of, if this economy doesn't turn around, all those companies that got that money to meet their payroll, the economy does not turn around because the government has inputted they input that money into the system hoping that it's going to trigger and and the economy gets better. If it doesn't, it's going to be a way massive people going to be laid off once that stipulations of that PPP loan has been fulfilled. And they're going to get laid off. The company's not making any money. They kept people on for 4 months, 3 months, or whatever. So I don't know if a lot of these companies that are hiring now, are they benefiting from that PPP? And therefore you're able to get on with a company and they're hiring? Or is it that a lot of people staying home and because you're staying home, a lot of calls are coming into a call center because a lot of people are calling in and they have to have people to answer those calls. Because to me, most of the jobs that I've seen is work from home, call center work, answering calls, customer service type of job, technical support, customer service. Some are support administrative roles. Like there's a company called Olerica. Let me put the name in the chat. They're hiring Olerica. This company's been hiring for the last 4 or 5 years I didn't say 4 or 5. 4 years. And they've been hiring people like this. They have high turnover rate. Today, I went there and I saw on Rat Race Rebellion that they were hiring people to take calls for the state. Now, they didn't say any particular state. You know how the state employees, whether you're in Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, or wherever, a lot of those state employees who work for the water company, TAG, whomever, whatever state level, whatever state DFACS, family services, food stamp place, whatever, this company is hiring people to work from home, taking calls for the state. But I don't know what state it is, but they were hiring, and I saw it today, and I applied. And they sent me a message back, oh, wait for an email, we're going to give you some other tests. Hey, Monica G. Davis. So they hiring, these third-party companies are hiring people to contract with the state to take calls when people call in about whatever state issues they may have. And then there's another company called Maximus. They was hiring for people to take calls for the Internal Revenue Service to answer questions about the stimulus. And they're hiring for the state. And then, so be aware that when you look at companies that say they're hiring, it's always going to have something at the bottom that's going to say, oh yeah, they're going to give me a computer. Yep, they sure are. They sure will. And you have to look at some of these companies. It's going to say hiring due to coronavirus or something like that. You have to really be cautious because if they're hiring because of this coronavirus, Does that mean y'all got that PPP money and y'all just gonna keep people for 4 months and then that's it, or what? So a lot of people complaining about these big companies. They got all the money. They got all that PPP money. You have to understand, big companies got that PPP money. It's not a grant. It's a loan. And the only thing about it being a loan is it turns into a grant as long as they retain the employees for so many months, 4 months, and keep them on. Then after they keep them on, if the business doesn't pick up and they continue to come into a loss, then they're going to have to let go. They're going to have to let people go or give, hey, Dr. Jazz, or they're going to have to give cut benefits or cut wages. It's either one of the two things going to happen. They're going to cut wages. That's why they're going to be. That's why these companies now, when you go online, they're paying only $14. 12, 13, 15. If you're really lucky, they'll pay 20. But you're eating popcorn listening. So it's kind of like you have to be kind of mindful of these increases of calls or business because of the coronavirus, because I'm not saying this coronavirus is going to go away anytime soon. David, you bet it's not going to go away anytime soon. So depending on what happens in the next 80 something days, or because some states start early elections like the middle of September. You can even start voting early in the middle of September. I'm telling you, that whole thing as terms of what's going to happen and what's going to happen in these coming weeks, that if they give that Dr. Jazz, I've never seen your name before. Have I seen your name? I don't remember seeing your name. Let me see. I need to see your I'm going to check your channel. I'll look at that. Now, trust me, everybody's been busy. I mean, I've been busy, but not that busy. But I don't know. I just think that it's going to get a little bit bad before it gets better. Put it that way. And oh, you changed your name? Jazz 38 Jeremy. Hey Jeremy. I was like, who's Dr. Jazz? I ain't never seen that name. Y'all change your name. See, when I change my name, I'm changing my name too, but it's gonna be Let's Talk About It with Lady T. But I don't know. I just think that unfortunately I've been looking at a lot of videos of people being evicted, and that's because people being evicted because the fact of the matter is this: they haven't been building a lot of affordable housing, and this issue of people being evicted really stems from years and years of not addressing the housing crisis here in this country. Even though Carson is the head of HUD, we haven't heard much of him since he got appointed to HUD, since he made that stupid comment last year, whatever the hell he said. And after that, people just ignored it. They just ignored other things. They were so focused on Trump, that what about his other cabinet? What is it that HUD was doing? When things got so out of hand with the housing market, and of course the increase in rising rents, part of it gentrification of people moving buying up people's houses and properties for the cheap, and putting up these expensive houses. I can only speak for Atlanta. They put, a lot of areas was pushed to the suburbs where they built up all these um, housing and condos and apartments all over Atlanta. I was like, how did I did those mystery shopping at these apartments, and they want $2,300. It was nice. $2,500. Now that's cheap. Some people coming from other states like California, New York, they're like, "Ooh, that's cheap." Yeah. When you're making $14 an hour, that may be cheap, but you're not. They all this explosion and booms of apartments all over Atlanta, in town. All these housing that was condos and townhomes. It was 400, 500,000. I was like, they inflated those prices. I said, a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, I said we're gonna be in another recession. It's gonna be a crisis. And the only thing that this coronavirus did was exposed it. That's all. It exposed it. It didn't, what happened in terms of the economy. It was because of the coronavirus. It was already masked behind false markets of everything would look good. Everything is good. Only person who's benefiting from this economy is the ones who are wealthy. Buying things cheap, going into neighborhoods. If I get another damn phone call from somebody talking about, I'm going to buy your house. Okay, come on over. And I'm going to put a damn, bullet in your damn face. You keep coming, calling my house. We want to buy your house. As much as I say this is too much for me, I'm not giving up my house for diddly squat. Because number one, I'm so glad that I bought my home back in 2008, 2009, whatever year it was, 2008, 2009, right for that economic downturn. They was giving $8,000 first time home buyer credit. I didn't have to pay it back. I just had to live in the house for 5 years. If you bought a house the year before that, it was $7,500, but it was like you had to pay it back in 15 years through your tax return. I'm so glad I bought my home when I bought it, and I bought it for so cheap. As much as I have to do a whole lot of cleaning and I'm glad I bought it. But now people want to buy up things. People want to buy up your house, buy up property, calling you out the blue. Every goddamn day I'm getting a phone call, about something. We buy houses. You think I'm stupid? You really think, they thinking that if, for those who, may lose their job, now most of my income is paid towards my mortgage. I ain't gonna lie. But where the hell I'm gonna buy and find an apartment in Atlanta for $954? Where? And they ain't gonna be nowhere nice, that's for sure. Even the most, I could go in the hood. I mean, not even the hood. I could go into like the most destitute of all areas in Atlanta if I could find it. If I could even go back to these places that used to look like, oh my God, I used to go do Uber Eats and all these food deliveries and all that stuff. I've been in some some areas that was it was just so surprising to me. It was just I went to a neighborhood. I don't even know. It was, I swear to God, I saw somebody come out of this shack. It had no water, no running, nothing. It looked like it was going to be torn down. It looked like somebody was actually living there. And I drove by, and I sworn I saw the person peeking out the window. I'm like, I know somebody's coming out of that. It was so destitute, I couldn't even believe it. It's hot like that in Atlanta? Yes, it is. Up in the areas, it was worse than the South Bronx in 1980 something. That's how worse it was. Now, anybody from New York that live in the South Bronx, back in the, when they had those burnt out buildings and everything was like, oh, it was this part of Atlanta I've been to. People were actually living in. I mean, I seen some most deplorable houses that was supposed to be condemned. In matter of fact, it probably was condemned, but the city ignored it. Nobody did nothing, and people are actually living in these deplorable places. Now, those same places, people trying to buy up all of that land and bulldoze it down and build these expensive townhomes and apartments that's like 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 a month, you know. I was going to move there in 2001. The whole house was 900. What whole house was 900? $900 a month or $900 period? I'd like to know where that was for $900 house or 900 a month. Because let me tell you, my neighbor, she sold that house because she didn't like the HOA fees. She bought another house in Lilburn. I was kind of like, well, I don't want Lilburn. You know, Lilburn was nice, but I said, shoot, it ain't no different in being in Stone Mountain with all those black folks and Indian people and Mexican and stuff. It wasn't that. I mean, Gwinnett County may be a little bit more whatever, but it ain't that much difference. So she had one of her co-workers who was a teacher. I thought he bought the house. Turn around, last month, they moved out. Let's see a moving truck. I said, where they going? They just moved in there. Just had a baby and everything. And they, but I found out they were trying to do a lease purchase a month in DeKalb. Oh, okay. Well, put it this way, Monica Davis, you ain't gonna find no house in DeKalb County, a whole house for $900 a month. I wouldn't even rent my house out for $900. If, according to Zillow and some other marketing things, if I was to rent my house, I could rent my house for about $1,400, $1,500 a month. If no, $1,600 a month. That's how my house is rented. If I was to rent this house and I decide I don't want to live here no more, I could rent it for $1,500, $1,600 a month for a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1,996 square feet home. And that's cheap for a house to be rented for that amount if I wanted to rent it. If I really wanted to rent it, I could rent it for that. So that means I would make $700 income a month if I was to do that. But I would have to have some place to live first before I was to rent this house out. I'll do that. I'll rent this house before I sell it to any investor. Because back to my neighbor. So the person who I thought was, I don't have a basement in my house. No, rent a room? I was thinking about that today, but with the coronavirus, they have to show me some papers. They ain't got no corona on them for me to do that. My uncle, who lives in Virginia Beach or Norfolk or wherever the hell he live at, he wanted to move to Atlanta, and he was supposed to be like my housemate. My mother said, well, that'd be a good idea because I didn't want you to live in this house by yourself, blah, blah, blah. So he was supposed to move to Atlanta and find a job, and then I was going to charge him like $600 a month, which is probably, almost half my expenses. So I haven't heard from him, so I'm quite sure if he gets desperate enough, he'll call me and be like, well, I ain't got, he'll come to me and tell me if he want to do that. Now, I'll probably rent to a relative, like an uncle or some relative, but I considered about renting one of the rooms in my house. But people want to be, let me tell you how people are. I did Craigslist one time, and I got a lot of people responding, and they was like, well, I'm moving, and I'm moving to, they want to move in tomorrow. I'm like, really? Tomorrow? Not 30 days for me to check you out. Tomorrow. That's how desperate people are. Well, I ain't got no job now, well, I'm going to move to Atlanta, and then I'm going to, do Uber. No. And I'm not doing that. I'm not opening my house as a shelter. My house is not a shelter. And I think people try to lean on my good graces, I guess, and thinking, no, I'm not that desperate. Trust me, I can do good all by myself and pay my mortgage and pay my expenses. Trust me, I had a hiccup last year. My mother helped me, but other than that, I'm not doing that. Nope. I will do 3 jobs before I get go there and do that again. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. So, let me turn off some of these lights. Hold on, be back. I'm burning up electricity. Go downstairs later and turn off that light. So anyway, so the neighbor across the street that sold the house, the neighbor across the street, I thought she sold it to her coworker who's a school teacher. I think they were doing, according to the neighbor next to them, they were doing a lease purchase or something like that, and that didn't go through. So the other day I was driving by the house and I saw this guy. I always see this truck, and I was like, did you remodel this house inside? Because I thought I saw it inside the house. Somebody sold the house. It was beautifully done inside, and I wanted to know who remodeled inside the house, because I wanted to go and remodel this house, because this house hasn't been remodeled since it was built in 1996. It's still got that old, ugly gold like fixtures and stuff like that. So my goal is to eventually remodel this whole entire house, upgrade everything, and then when I'm ready, then I'll sell it and move on to my little tiny house or something, or move back to South Carolina. Because one way or the other, I will probably be ending up moving back to South Carolina and probably move, move where my mother lives in Goose Creek, live off the golf course, real beautiful house. Y'all saw it last year when I went there, or just take any small parcel of land where my grandparents lived, because they got land too, generations and generations of land. Put me a little small house on that land plot, or whatever. Say, this your plot right here. Okay, and call it a day. So the neighbor saw that I drove by the guy, and he was like, "Oh no, a company bought her house, not just a person, a company. One of those companies that said they buy houses, they bought the house." I was like, "What?" And I was wondering. I said, "I wonder how much money they gave her for her house." Now I went inside that house. They don't have a basement. They have a 3-bedroom. The kitchen is much smaller than mine. The house is way much smaller than mine, but I still like the layout. But she sold it to a company. So a company, I was like, dang, I don't know why Nicole. So I guess she couldn't really find anybody to buy the house, or if they did, I saw a few people come in looking at the house, but I didn't know it was a company. So a company bought the house, and I think what they probably turned around and do was either they're going to sell it to another individual, or they're going to rent it themselves and whatever. I don't know. I thought I had her number. I would have asked her, and I asked the guy what company bought it, but I couldn't remember what he told me. So there's another house in this community. There's at least 2 other houses I saw down the street that was had like a little lock pad on it. So people are buying. People have moved out of the house, and I have seen for sale signs. Not a whole lot, because when I first moved here, I heard it was a whole lot of houses that was for sale in this community. And back in 2008, this house was 117 to be exact, 117, and it appraised at 130. Now, according to the numbers now, it's supposed to be at least 189 or 190 something But someone says, and I heard something online. It said never take the first offer, and especially if a company wants to buy it, because your house is worth more than whatever someone's going to quote me. So I said, nope, I'm just going to keep it. I don't want no confusion. And where the hell I'm going to move? Well, I mean, I could go to South Carolina, but technically, where would I go? What would I do? So I said, you know what? People who got money, they want to buy things when it's low. Nobody's not buying anything in Decatur. And nobody going to no Johns Creek and any of those big ass houses in the suburbs that's 400, 500,000. They're going to go right up in the hood where black folks live and be like, what? $120,000, and they're going to buy them. They're going to buy all those houses and fix them up, bulldoze down some, nope, not going to do it. Because years ago, when I was 19, 20 years old, 21, I always remembered the word gentrification when I was in college. My first year in college, it was a Dr. West. And I remember him talking about gentrification and and all that concept of what was going on in the South Bronx. And I remember taking the train from northeast part of the Bronx, go over to the South Bronx. And I said, man, one day this whole area is going to change. And it's going to, they had those brownstones in Harlem. They had those brownstones in Harlem. And they was giving those things away. It was like $1. Now I don't know if it was really $1, but it was cheap. Those beautiful brownstones in Harlem, it was boarded up. Brooklyn, parts of Brooklyn now, everybody's so gravitated with Brooklyn. They had those brownstones in Brooklyn, Brownsville, Flatbush. Those areas look like hell. I used to have friends who used to live in those neighborhoods. Now, some of them were nice. Some of them were working class, like West Indian people, from the islands and stuff, water houses. And it had character. I loved about older neighborhoods. I lived in the Bronx with my aunts, and then they lived in the brownstones and in Morris Avenue and stuff. And they had those beautiful, I love architecture. I love buildings. I love different structure of buildings. And, I just loved it. And I go to different cities when I used to visit. It was like in Philadelphia one time, went on a field trip, and they had those row houses. One time we passed in Baltimore somewhere. It was in the hood. It had those row houses, and it was like character right along the river. And I was like, man, this is nice, but it was rough. It was kind of crime driven, but I saw behind that roughness. I saw. I said these had to be beautiful homes and beautiful places. White people in Harlem walk around with a dog. And then in Brooklyn, remember that old Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing? That's what Spike Lee made that movie in the 90s. And he was speaking about how gentrification. That's how it's going back. I'll keep jumping around the story. So Dr. West, they spoke on that gentrification and all those housing and things were moving. Urbanization, they used to call it. I remember watching an old episode of Good Times. They was talking about urbanization. See, there's always been gentrification and people moving into poor neighborhoods and migrating black folks and people or poor people out of those neighborhoods and change. That's always been like that. That's been like that. Shoot, you might as well say it's when the damn when those Dutch bought Manhattan for a nickel from the Indians. When they bought Manhattan for 5 cents and traded in for some seeds and bought the whole island of Manhattan. This whole United States was built on gentrification and taking over. That ain't new. And white folks up in Harlem and stuff. And when Clinton said they were gonna relocate their office in New York, they're gonna move to Harlem. That was like in the mid '90s or so, right before Harlem really changed. Now Harlem got so expensive, they was like, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, I can't afford to live in Manhattan. They couldn't afford to live anywhere in Manhattan. Harlem was the last resort in areas where they could move to that was cheap, and then they moved that, and then they end up moving across the river to Brooklyn and took all over Brooklyn. My aunt, before she passed away, she lived in Brooklyn and had a condo in Brooklyn. My and of course my cousin was supposed to take it over, and I think they sold it. Man, they moved to the county when they go back to the city, we do too. Yep. And the thing about it, what's so funny is that with the coronavirus happening in New York and how people losing their jobs up in New York and California and these major cities, now they want to move back to the suburbs. They want space. Nobody, before they moved into the city, now they saying they want to move back to the suburbs. So now it's trying to be reversed. So now all these things that were built in the city is going to go right back. If the economic downturn gets so poor, it's going to be going right back to what it was. And then people are going to neglect areas. Businesses starts to move. So everything shifts. But now the whole migration that's going on now is that a lot of people are leaving the Northeast, California. They're moving to Southeast, Texas, some parts of Texas. People are leaving California, and they moving to like Nevada, Arizona, wherever. I don't know. They said, so I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens when the census is finally finished, and I want to look at the data. Since I'm so interested in being a data scientist and analyzing data. So once they finish the census, I really want to see how things are going to shift. But to me, my whole take is this: if you're fortunate to have your home and you're paying on your home, keep it. Don't let somebody come in there. Oh, we want to buy your house. And, nope. No, thank you. I'll stay where I'm at. They want to buy it and they want to bulldoze this whole community, which I doubt. They want to put Amazon up the road, and you want to start putting in some amenities. See, they'll try to tax you out. They're going to try to, all this stimulus money they're giving out, let me tell you, I got to be prepared for those taxes that's going to go up. And certain things just going to need to be cut at your expense. Things going to be cut, like, cut, all the little incidental things, and really follow a strict budget. I think most people, okay, yeah, don't come to Nevada. Nothing here for the residents. Healthcare is bomb. Yeah, but see, Nevada don't have no state income tax. See, Nevada, Florida, Tennessee. What's another state? I think those are the three. See, Nevada. See, I don't know nothing much about Nevada, so I don't know. But I know I heard a lot of people move, they move into Nevada, but I don't know. I hear more people moving to Arizona than anything. Because I think I have a couple of cousins. One cousin moved from Charlotte. No, they went to Winston-Salem. They lived in Winston-Salem where they went to Wake Forest. And he got married. And then I think they lived in Arizona. I want to say they moved to Arizona. Based on I see on their Facebook page. But I don't know. But I remember 2 years ago, Yeah, it may be hot, but I'd rather be hot than to be living hand to foot and being homeless. I mean, I remember it was a program. There were several states. They were underpopulated that they was paying you to move to that state. And I remember looking it up, and I went to and contacted one of those states, and they contacted me, and they was gonna, asking me when I wanted to move, and they look up on Google. Next time I'm gonna look it up again. But there was places that were paying people to move because it was underpopulated, and it was certain counties and certain states that if you could move, you could afford a bill. It was so cheap to live, and all you had to do was stay there for 2-3 years, and you owned a part of the land or something. And I was like wondering to myself, all these people talking about they getting evicted and everything else. I was like, why don't they know about that and move to these states that's underpopulated and you could do that. Now I'm not saying millions and millions of people could do that because there's only probably so many places, but I think if I was there's always a catch to it. It was a catch to it because I looked into it. You had to live there for 3 years was one of them, I know. You had to live there for 3 years. You had to build on that purchased land in so many months, or not months, years. It was a catch, but it was still a good thing though. The only reason why I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't know nobody. I'm going to do that. And the reason why I didn't do it, to be honest, was because I was tied down, invested in this house. If I lived in an apartment, if I didn't buy my house, to be honest with y'all, if I did not buy this house and I was in the predicament that I'm in now, I swear to God, I'll be one of those people living in a van or living in a car. Somehow or another, I don't know if I would do that, but I probably would be one of those road warriors. Because put it this way, if I didn't buy this house, I still would have had at least saved up. I would have had about $60,000 saved up in hard cash, not my thrift plan or whatever. I would have had at least 60,000. I probably would have moved out of Georgia at least 5 years ago. I really would. If the job situation still occurred, what happened to me, I didn't have this house, I would have not lived here. I wouldn't have lived in Georgia. 2006, whatever. No, 2016. And I didn't have this house, and I still had the money, all the money that I kept and saved up at the time. I wouldn't have lived here. I would have moved out of Georgia. I would have moved out of Atlanta, and I probably would have moved to the West Coast. It probably would have been, at least it would have been maybe Austin, Texas at the time, or it might have been Arizona. It would have been somewhere else. It wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have stayed here. I think I would have moved right before that recession, when that recession started hitting back in 2008, 2009. I probably would have taken that I would have still had all that money I had saved up, and probably would have looked into a tiny house or one of those converted bus, because I saw one today. Someone bought like a converted bus. And it was like, they said it cost them $20,000. I was like, what? $20,000? It's not I don't like Atlanta. I lived here more than I lived in New York. I lived in Atlanta in 1996. So that means I've lived here in Georgia longer than I've lived in New York. I don't like Atlanta anymore because it's not the same like it used to be. When I first moved here, I wasn't that crazy about it in the first place. It was something like it was different. I was younger. I always been a loner. It's just too many bad things that's happened to me since I lived here. People here are just so, I don't know. That's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother thing. Yeah, RVs and stuff are high in the tiny houses because not everybody, but it's become so popular that it's gotten popular, but it does take a lot of planning, I guess you could say. Because even if you go to an RV park and you just can't just park your car in a parking lot and that's it. You can't just do that. But what life have for us? I don't know about that. People think the South is what they see on some TV, like, oh, how you doing? No, they ain't far from it. Far from it. Even South Carolina, the place for smiling faces, their logo, um, nice places, smiling faces, or something like that. They kind of lost their southern, not really, not as much, but it's not like it used to be, put it that way. The southern ways of people speaking and nice and things, it's changed. A lot of people move from so many different places and so many different areas, and everything's changed from small country, rural to suburbs, and it just lost its character. That's the thing is there aren't too many RV parks. It's getting bad. Yeah, there's an RV park right across the road from my grandmother where they lived. There's an RV park right there. It used to be nothing on that land. It used to be a swamp with alligators and stuff. And now that's an RV park. So there is there. There's some. They will politely curse you out. You got that right. It's not as hey y'all, how you doing? It ain't like that anymore, I'm gonna tell you. It's changed. It has changed. But there's an RV park right across the street where my grandmother lived. It used to be a swamp area, and all of a sudden I was like, what? Where this thing came from? It got all these RV parks right there. That's why they want to buy my grandmother's land. Because, they have land. My great grandparents had land, and they want to buy up all that land and stuff. They get letters. She get letters all the time. Somebody want to buy it because it's right off the highway. It's right off like a highway, and um, so I'm telling you, sometimes people be thinking, oh, there ain't nothing out here. It's in the country, man. Let me tell you, people be snatching stuff up. That's why if you don't keep stuff in the family, you know, they always keep up with those things. My grandmother is a oh no, that RV park is not free. Whoever bought that land across it, I'm telling you, they probably rent each spot out for all those trailers. Next time I go to South Carolina, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna show y'all the sites. Matter of fact, I do have some old videos that I never posted when I was on my great grandparents' land out walking and stuff. I think I kept that video. I did a video on that. Oh no, it was nothing there a couple years ago. Now, whoever bought it, it must be at least 25, 30 trailers on that lot. At least, if not more. And if you imagine if they rented each of that little spot, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have my little house right there on my grandparents' land or great grandparents, whomever, and be like, boop, I take that little plot right there in that backyard. It's huge. It is huge. You know? And I haven't even seen the other land where my great grandparents owned before they passed away. They still have it. It's still in the family too. They used to call it Black Pond, um and they would show us the land. That's I don't know if y'all remember seeing my video. That's just a small part of it. That wasn't even nowhere close to what was in there. And I remember I wanted to buy some land in South Carolina. Me and my uncle was talking about it. Now, if I try to buy something on my own, these is probably some big companies taking it up. That's all they're gonna do. Big companies are just buying up, and it's not just the land; it's also the trees on the land, the timber. There's companies that pay you $2,000-3,000 a month just to put a cell tower in your yard. You know, 3, 4, 5, 10,000, if not more, just to put a tower up in your yard. So everybody want to live up the grid. I've been watching these YouTube videos of people, living in buses, conversion buses and stuff. I was like, that's cute, and people ain't trying to be this. And these people that I was watching that were living in these buses and these tiny homes, they said they sold their house. One lady, it was a mixed couple. It was this black girl, well, not girl, but black woman, her husband. I saw it today, and she was like, "Oh, she from Georgia." She was like, she was from Georgia. She didn't say where, but they had sold their house and had a conversion bus, and it was cute. I'm like, dang. They started fights with neighbors like cats and dogs. Mm-mm. It's a trip though. It's a trip though. But that's interesting though. Can you imagine just, and think about it, some of these bus conversions, they got internet, they could work from home. They could work as long as you have internet connection. Some people be working from home and they be traveling all over the place. But it's about good $20,000-30,000. Just convert the whole. You could get a good conversion. Some people they could either buy one that's already been done or they could do it themselves. But other than that, I've been on here for 2 hours and 39 minutes. All right, let me see who's on here. I hope y'all give me some thumbs up. Ain't nobody coming on here. Let me post this link again. I'm getting bored keep yapping. All right, y'all. I post the link. You're coming in the chat. You ain't got to show your face. You ain't got to show your face, right? Shelly Shell, you can get on here. You've been on your YouTube channel. You can come on here too. Well, somebody need to jump on. You got 11 people in the room. I hope I get me some thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. I'm trying to get out of that 715 subscribers and get to at least by the end of the month 900. At least let me get to 1,000 subscribers before my birthday, which is November 18th. Can I at least get 1,000 subscribers? That's all I ask. 1,000, 1K. How did Amazon treat you this week? Oh, let me tell you, Monica. Amazon gave me a new position, which it's not really a position. They just gave me some other duties. I'm supposed to be the social distancing person, meaning I'm literally supposed to walk the break room, sit in the break room, check 2 other areas and making sure everybody's 6 feet apart. That's all I'm supposed to do all night long. Is walk around, making sure everybody's 6 feet apart and wearing their mask. And let me tell you, the reason why is because Amazon has cameras all over the place and they get a score and they didn't pass. So somehow or another, people were caught on camera not being they're not 6 feet apart. So they asked me, the first day they asked me, oh, when you finish picking that batch, can you go into admin and check the break room, make sure everybody's 6 feet apart? I said, okay. So I went in there, checked the break room, sat there for a minute, came back, and I started putting boxes in. Oh, no, we want you to sit in the break room and watch, make sure nobody's 6 feet. I said, really? That's it? So I went back, sat there, looked at TV, making sure people were 6 feet apart, making sure there was only 13 people in the break room. I did that the whole night for 10 hours, sitting there, eating my lunch, eating snacks, walking outside, walking around. And that's it. So I thought that, so this other person, she explained to me, oh, they recently started doing that. They said, oh, no, they need a person every day to walk and make sure people are 6 feet apart. I'm like, what? Really? And then they got one person that's supposed to stand in the front in this plexiglass thing, making sure everybody's temperature gets checked. And they stand there the whole entire time. I was like, what? So then the next day I called out sick because I didn't even feel well. And then I came back to work. They told me to do it again. And then this time they showed me, these are 3 areas we want you to go to. The break room, this main exit, in the chill room. And do that. And walk around every 20 minutes and do that. I was like, what? So I did it again. Then I did it for 3 days. I've been doing it all last week, So when I come to work Wednesday, that's what I'll be doing. So I asked, I come in there, I said, you got anybody who want to be what? So, and then when I tried to do some real work, I said, okay, let me go ahead and put some boxes and stuff together. So I did that just to kind of break the monotony. And then when he told me, oh, we're going to do stowing. Stowing is when they get the pallet of stuff, then you're supposed to put them on the shelves. And I mean, it's the easiest job ever. If you ever get a job at Amazon and it's Amazon Fresh, all you're doing is picking groceries and putting stuff up, and that's it. Now, you may be in the freezer or the chill, but you got the PP gear and stuff. So when Saturday, they was like, oh, so he said, oh, I want you to go do some stowing after that. So I guess some people must have went home or whatever. So I said, okay. So I was just putting stuff up on the shelves. And then I was like, oh, we need you to do a pick. Then here it is, an hour before it's time to go home. It tells me to go in the freezer. So I was about to ask, I said, where's the other suit at? So I can go in the freezer. Oh, no. We need this in 20 minutes. I'm going to let somebody else do it for you. Just go ahead and sit down in the break room. I was like, what? I said, okay. I said, at least let me put the boots and stuff together. I was straightening up the area. People just throw their little winter Eskimo suits. They just throw it all over the place. I said, who put all this stuff looking junkified? So I just cleaned up that little small area, and that was it. So they didn't want me to do nothing. And I'm not complaining. I said, you want me to walk around? I literally kept my Fitbit on. I walked almost 4 miles that night. 4 miles. I was like, dang. So I keep my little Fitbit on, and that's what I do. Oh, yeah. So when you order from Amazon Fresh, that's basically what I'm supposed to do. Pick the groceries from your grocery list, and then, and that's it. It's fun though. It's interesting, but it was killing my feet like crazy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm already got neuropathy, being diabetic, and have plantar fasciitis. So I did buy me some Dr. Scholl's. I put it in my sneaker on top of the ortho sneakers that I wear. And it seems like it's doing a little bit good. But and then I bought this, as y'all can see, I bought this foot massager. It's right here, right under me on my feet. I gotta finish massaging my feet for the day. But other than that, it's my feet don't feel tingly anymore. It's not tingling like that numb, like that tingled needles like on the bottom of your foot. I haven't felt that. I don't know because I've been sitting around or I've not been on my feet, but it's been good though. But August 31st, I'll be starting my new job with Wayfair. Yeah, my feet's good so far, Monica. It's been good so far. Now I can tell you when I go back to work Wednesday, if they want me to go ahead and hustle again, I don't know. But they may tell me to stand in front of the stand and do the thing, walk around and do the social distancing again. But if so, then I'll say, okay, that's fine. I'll do that. No problem. No problem. I can do the social distancing. And I'll be walking all night. But yeah, they require that because Amazon got cameras and they get a score. And they score, if they don't pass, they said nope. They watch everything. If people close, I don't know, it triggers off something. That's what they're trying to explain to me. It triggers off something where they're not so 6 feet apart. And then so many people want to be asses. I say, excuse me, can you wear your mask? He sit up here. He looking at me like I'm crazy. Well, you need to do some work. I am doing my work, asshole. And I went and got the manager because they gave me slack or they gave me lip. I'm supposed to get the manager and the manager sending him home. So this person, he must have dipped because after we trying to go back to where he wasn't there no more. Asshole. You think I want to sit up in here and tell grown folks, even if you are in your 18, 19, a lot of them are like 18, 19, 20-ish, little millennials or whatever. They look like you crazy. And then they go up on each other in the break room. I say, excuse me, you gotta be 6 feet apart. I said, where's your mask? You have to put your mask on. I'm eating. How you eating if the mask is on the other table? Your table's here. The table over there, you got the mask on another table. I'm eating. No, you're not. You talking. Y'all three, y'all stand up on each other talking. I said, why y'all making this hard? Y'all making this real. Then see, they're gonna start where they're gonna start assigning breaks and lunches, and everybody, it's not gonna, they're gonna make it hard for themselves. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard because as long as you do your work, you ain't, that's it. But when they start acting all stupid, because if I get me a text message saying I already got 2 text messages saying that somebody got the coronavirus in that facility, and it was like from 2 weeks prior to that I started. I said, okay, I wasn't working then. Oh, that's what they need. I need a T-shirt that says that. That's what I need. I need me a T-shirt that says that. Because the other girl, this other lady, she's supposed to be, I don't know, she's not really a security guard, but she's supposed to do that too. And I think she works for, it's like a third party company. I haven't seen her all night, and then when I see her, she's sitting at the computer at her desk, sleeping on the desk. I ain't even that bold to do all that now. I'll at least go to my car and rest and then come back. But I don't do that. I literally walk around. I literally walk around 5 miles because my Fitbit say I did. I did 5 miles walking. And some people are like, that's boring. Some people don't want to do it. So I was like, what? Because they figured, it's long though. You be walking around, literally walking. That's all I do is I get paid the same amount of money, $15 an hour, just to walk, telling people show some distance, wear your mask. But it's serious though, because we be in a tight, with that part. But it's going okay. It's going okay though. Like I said, as long as my feet don't be bothering me, it is fine and dandy. That's the only thing. It's not even about working long hours, like 10 hours, like, oh, I'm sleepy. It's really standing on your feet is what's the killer. And it's not that hard laborious work that I did 3 years ago with Amazon. You got earphones? Yeah, but I'm technically not supposed to wear no earphones in your ears because you're supposed to be able to hear everything around you. So I don't, I don't try to put nothing in my ears. I mean, I can because I see people doing that, but I try not to do that. I try not to do that. So, and then being in the warehouse, it's not loud either because they have music playing, but no, I don't have to. I could. I mean, I can if I wanted to, but I just don't. But August 31st, I start Wayfair. I got my offer letter today, and I'm going to try to do Amazon and do them at the same time. But when my schedule changes for my regular schedule, I can't do this. I can't do both of them at the same time unless I speak to the manager and let me choose a flex schedule, meaning that Amazon changed how they do their schedules now. And I wish I knew this before. I wish I knew this how it actually worked. So if basically how it works is, say they have an opening, you go to Amazon.com jobs or something like that, and they have an opening. You click on it, you choose a schedule. They don't really interview. They do not interview at all. Not for these warehouse jobs, they don't. And even the work at home jobs, they don't either. So you choose a schedule, and then it will say you have to work at least 3 days minimum per month and continue to keep working on Amazon. So what they do is they'll have an open schedule and they will say, okay, you choose when you want to come in. So people come in there at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning, whatever. As long as they have orders that's coming in, you could choose whenever you want to work. And most of the time, most schedules is like 4 hours. Now, that might seem short, like 4 hours, that's it. But, you can do a lot in 4 hours in regards to picking orders and stuff like that, or, you know, batching it up or whatever it is that you have to do. So they have a lot of flexibility in regards to hours. Now, I chose Wednesday through Saturday, 10 hours a day, and that's what I chose. But I'm going to see if they'll let me. I'm going to have to tell them that I have another job, and I said that I can't get here at 6. Can I change it, whatever. So I'm going to tell them something. But that's until the end of the month, so I still got some time. Oh, Amazon Flex. Oh, let me clarify that, Monica. I'm not talking about Amazon Flex like you're an independent driver that pick up packages and groceries. They deactivated my account with Amazon Flex because the minute I was an employee, they said I can't do Amazon Flex and pick up packages and work for Amazon at the same time. So I haven't been I haven't done Amazon Flex picking up packages since last year, February anyway. So I wasn't really doing Amazon Flex like that. So it didn't bother me. But when I say Amazon with the schedule, I'm talking about you could be flexible with your schedule. And when you're flexible with your schedule, you choose, say you go to, let me see if I can find that link. Hold on, y'all. Let me look at something real quick. I'm going to see if I can share y'all the link. I just saw Amazon Whole Foods is hiring in Boston, Massachusetts. So, Lynn, let me share the screen and show y'all real quick. Hey, look at what I found here. This is, see that first one right here? I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me make this bigger. Look, Prime Now Whole Foods Shopper, Boston, Massachusetts. They have a whole bunch of other they have a whole bunch of other positions opening, but this is what I first pulled up. Now, when these jobs come up, like right now, Prime Now, so say you wanted to work at Whole Foods, and if you wanted to work at Whole Foods, because you know Amazon bought Whole Foods, so with Amazon Prime Now, Whole Foods Shopper, you actually shopping at the Whole Food itself, and you're shopping for people who ordering Whole Food, and basically in the back of the Whole Food, at least the one in Georgia, people pack up the bags. It's just the same thing what I do. The same thing I do is different. Is what they do here at the Whole Food. The only difference is that you're at the Whole Food grocery shop picking the orders from Whole Food, and then you're bagging it and processing the orders in the bags for the drivers to come to pick up the bag at the Whole Food and then do delivery. This, now, I would say that working at Prime Now for Whole Food, it may be a little bit better because number one, Whole Food closes at 10 o'clock. So you may be coming in there and they may have, I don't know how many people they may have. It depends how big it is. But it's the same thing. You're just shopping around at the Whole Food, and someone may say, I want 3 apples, and you may order. So it's different. It's just like, put it this way, it's just like doing Instacart or Ship, but you're doing it at Amazon and you're getting paid $15 an hour. Sometimes you may get more depending on, because they did give a extra $2 and something cents, especially when they started shutting down. If I had worked there 2 months earlier, I would have got a $500 bonus when they had needed the critical needs, when stuff started really shutting down. If you had worked in the whole month of June, they was giving everybody an extra $500. I was like, what? And then in some of these places, in these warehouses, they were paying an extra $2.50, $17, $18 an hour. So if this pandemic thing is real bad, they've paid extra, especially on certain locations and working certain shifts. So if you get, now I don't know where other places they're hiring at, but I know one thing, I'm not going to be crying over they want $600 a week and trying to collect unemployment. Because like I said, you collect that unemployment and that $600 a week, and you get that for 6 months, you know how much money you got to pay back in taxes, and I rather try to, I'm not going to try to go on something temporary, 2-3 months, something that's going to be 2-3 months or whatever, and then when all these jobs are available to work, even if they don't pay, they ain't paying $20 an hour, but I'd rather be working somewhere than to collect unemployment and then turn around when that stimulus money is over, because they ain't gonna be passing no stimulus every quarter now. They ain't gonna be giving no stimulus like that. You know, everything is contingent. Everything that's happening now, you have to think about what's gonna happen 4 months from now. 4 months. What's gonna happen in 4 months after the four? Let me stop this real quick. What's gonna happen after 4 months? Yeah, you get a little temporary relief in aid, but that's just enough money just to pay your basic bills. That's if you get a good amount of money for unemployment with your regular state. Yeah, they're going to tax the mess out of us. Of course. You're not paying they're going to stop Social Security. So you're not paying anything in the Social Security. So those who get Social Security, they're not going to get that cost of living expense increase in January because of the fact that the people aren't paying into Social Security. They're going to stop paying that. What makes you? What you? I rather just pay my taxes than to worry about $600 a week. I know people unemployed. People say, "Oh, I'm unemployed, got no job." But come on, Georgia got. I've gone on Indeed. I get emails every day. I got companies that I was hot. Let me tell you, I just got an email just today when I was sitting here. This one company I interviewed a year and a half ago. SPH Analytics hiring for call center agent in Duluth. Now, here it is. Work from home healthcare call center representation. I applied for these dumb companies. Look at it. These first two companies that show up on Indeed. $15 an hour. I apply. I know for a fact what company this is. It's Remex. It's a temp agency. They're looking for people right now. Look, let me see if y'all can see that. Look. They be looking at this time of the year. They be looking for so many people to take calls for the Medicaid, Medicare, because this is the time for enrollment. What? Jeremy, what you talking about? Why you mean to me? Mean to you how? Don't let me put all your stuff out in this live stream, Jeremy. Don't let me do it. I'm gonna show you respect. You better be kidding when you say that. I'm not mean to you. I mean the truth. Because see, nobody. But anyway, you're not gonna let me my train of thought. But anyway, so I'm looking on my inbox. Oh, not you, Jeremy. I'm talking about R.I.P. Ruthie, 1997. That person's name is Jeremy. Yeah, so you know what? So I was like, I said, it's better to work at a regular. It is better to work at find a regular job, even if these companies are taking that PPP money. and they doing that. I don't know. We don't know, but I find it amazing how a year ago, this time a year ago, last year, I really had a hard time. I really had a hard time looking for a I had a hard time looking for a regular job. I really did. I mean, yeah, I found some jobs working for like this the dumb company like Wipro where people be fighting at the job and you know CGS. You know, I found those type of jobs and it may not pay a whole lot. You know, it didn't. You know, but I just think the fact of the matter is this is that unless you invest in yourself in terms of learning those high level skills that's in demand. I'm not trying to go into healthcare. That's not my, I don't want to be a nurse. I'm not, I don't want, that's not my passion. I don't want to do that. But I think that um, something related more to in the business, technology, that's why I'm trying to learn a whole new skill set. I may not get a junior develop, I may not get a junior developer, software developer job anytime soon. It takes some work, it takes some, you know, research but at least I know that if I work for Amazon and work for Wayfair, there are departments within those companies that I could take advantage of. I may have to bite the bullet, you know, a little bit with taking these jobs in customer service and just kind of like really settle and say, you know what, because Concentrics, although it didn't work out with me, I'm still, I could still work for Concentrics with another project. They always hire, they got many more companies that is under Concentrics, and I could work for another company, and I know that now this last few months, a lot of companies are going to be looking for people to work handling Medicare, Medicaid, healthcare benefits enrollment. Okay, Monica, that's what you're trying to do, Monica. Y'all need to come on my stream. I'm tired of talking one on one. Go to Google. They have different learning skills for free. Oh yeah, I did that. I've done Udacity. I'm doing Udacity now. I need to finish doing. It's about the one I chose with Udacity was how to make apps. Was one. I did that yesterday. I started to do that. That's like 3 weeks free. I'm learning how to do apps. And the other one was AWS, which is the one for Amazon. If you can get AWS certification, ooh, you got a job in the making. But Monica, tell me what you're doing. I want to know which one that you're learning to do. And I find it interesting too. Like some of these like Free Code Camp Academy, they teach you how to do websites and learning the code. It's interesting. I've been trying to practice that every night. Now that's what I should be doing now is practicing marketing. Okay. You know what you should do, Monica? Because I was thinking about doing digital marketing. Because I want to put I came across a free website that you could actually do digital marketing and you could offer digital products for free or that people, that's what I'm trying to learn to do. Digital marketing for my YouTube channel so I could put my digital marketing course together. So I'm learning how to do that. I'm going to learn how to do that because there was so many things on YouTube where people were doing digital marketing. Oh, let me see where I can find that at. Let me go to the site. Hold on, let me see. I was looking at it today. I can't find it, but you know what? When I was doing it, I said, because I took marketing in college. You take marketing, one of your prerequisite courses, but things is so much different when I learned marketing. But let me share you the screen. See, look at this. This is the Journal of Marketing Association. You're not getting old, Monica. I'm doing anything except chasing homeless people in my job and staying home. Screw that. Community health care workers. Monica, you ain't getting old. What are you talking about? Yeah, and I just came when I was Googling digital marketing. I just saw that they had a course at Emory for a certificate in digital marketing. I was like, what? So you have to kind of explore different things to kind of find out what you want to do. You know, See, when I was in my 20s, 30s, when I was going to school, undergrad, man, they didn't have any of these things at the time. All the technology and stuff. They didn't have none of that. It's like later on in life, all these things come about. And look at that. It got even online social influencers, um, and empirical investigation sponsored blocking campaigns, marketing in the sharing economy. It's like you have to go back and learn some new things. I think I got a marketing book probably in my office somewhere, some old book. I need to go through that stuff tomorrow. All that stuff be outdated. Now, some of them is not outdated. Some of them is still good to use and concepts and stuff. But shoot, this is where you have to start. Now, go to AMA.org That's where the website is. And from that, you can get some lot of information. I forgot all about that. Journal of Marketing, associations. See, you don't need no degrees like going to a 4-year college and stuff. They got certificates at Emory. When I Googled it, yeah. You don't, see, I already have a degree. I don't need another degree hanging up on my wall. And, I don't need I don't need no degrees and stuff. At this point, you have to be self-learned and self-taught. And and I heard a long time ago, 5 years, if you get a degree, in 5 years, your degree is obsolete. I have an aunt, she's in technology. It's like you have to always upgrade your credentials. You have to start, you have to always learn new things. That's why I don't want to be stuck. That's why sometimes I'm so mad at myself that, here it is going on 4 years and I've been running myself ragged, running around, working, 12 hours a day, trying to make ends meet with, all these gig jobs and stuff. And it's like, that's, it's good and dandy. Cause when Uber Eats and Uber came out, Uber was like, their marketing concept was, oh, do Uber and that's just a side hustle until you go ahead and pursue your real dreams. It was like Uber was never meant for someone to make it a lifetime learning, a lifetime career per se, if you want to even call it that. It wasn't meant for something to be long-term, permanent. You could make $1,200, $1,300 a week, $2,000 a month. I mean, $2,000 a week. It wasn't meant for that. Even Uber marketing itself advertised it to be. If you go back to those commercials of Uber, remember when they first came, they were saying, "Oh, y'all," they called people partners. We were partners with Uber. Man, it went from being partner to, well, it's just a little side hustle job, But that's when they started cutting that money. Everybody started doing it, and they weren't paying as much. They marketed as, this is a nice high hustle while you pursue your real passion. And they'll have all these people acting, starting other small businesses while they were being Uber drivers. And, they took out the partnership out of the equation. And then you don't even see no commercials anymore. Now, Uber has lost millions and millions of dollars, as a result of the decline of this. And then Uber Eats, they staying afloat because of Uber Eats. And I read that recently. And how they, it's like, when it came out, it was one thing. It was service purpose to do one thing. It was never meant for someone to make this as a 3, 4, 5. Some people have been doing it for 5 years. Don't get me started with Uber. You can hardly get an Uber around here now. Exactly. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do if I don't get my car from the Kia dealership come Wednesday or Thursday. But luckily for me, I could call one of my former coworkers. I asked her, "Are you still doing Lyft?" And she said somebody hit her. I was like, oh my God. Every time I write your name, every time I need you for something, we was going to work. She was working at Amazon up there in Jefferson. I said, "Girl, I'm going to take the job at Jefferson. I'll be working with you. We could go to work together." "Girl, I got fired this week." I was like, oh my God. You don't want to work at Jefferson. They racist. They did. So I said, okay, I'll go to Duluth since I know where that's at. And I'm glad I took that one at Duluth with Amazon Fresh. So here it is. I need an Uber need a Lyft or an Uber to go to the dealership in Lithonia this week because I can't drive both cars and drive 2 cars back home. So I was like, dang. So I hope she comes through. If not, I'm gonna have to call a regular taxi, call those Mexican taxi cab companies and come and pick me up and take me down the road, which should be about $15 to $16, if not less. So I was like, dang, I sure hope I get a Lyft. But surely she'll come through. I'll give her some money for gas and stuff. I just need someone to take me down the road. But yeah, I don't know who's doing Lyft. Who's doing Lyft? Picking up people. I sure like to know that because I know I wouldn't be unless I have a plexiglass in between my car and in the front. I'm surprised ain't nobody done that. You know how those cabs, and you go in the cabs in New York, they have that glass, and then you have the little slot to put money in. But I know people be trying to put plastic around it. That ain't gonna work. You're gonna need to have straight up plexiglass in between your car and your seat, and then you're gonna probably have to steam that car. Cause I bought me a steamer. That was my other thing I bought at Amazon. Shoe. When I get my Kia back, that car's gonna be sterilized, clean. Like, shh. I need to clean that car out anyway, but I'm gonna make sure all germs cleared. I know they said they were. That's why they don't offer the car service anymore at the dealership. They said we had to suspend the Lyft, because they used to be able to pick you up and take you back to the dealership. Now they don't have that anymore. So. Yeah, they do need transit. I mean, I'm so mad because they were supposed to supposedly they were supposed to extend the MARTA train line up in the area, not where I live, but near Stonecrest area, whatever. Man, everybody's about, I want my money in the tax because I don't want this and they could have been built that damn train station all the way to the Stonecrest Mall area, but it still wouldn't help me because I still would live near the train station. They don't even have a bus line. I would have to walk 5 miles to get to the bus and go all the way around the world just to get over there to Stonecrest Mall. So it wouldn't even work out for me anyway because there's no buses no way around. So and ain't no point doing all that. So I just call a taxi or, I'll get my friend Renee. She ain't working. So she said she had a rental car, but I'm going to call her, get her to pick me up on Wednesday or Thursday. Somebody going to have to pick me up. So I'll give y'all some money or something. He said they have plastic all around. Yeah, but if you got that plexiglass in front of the between the front seat and the back seat, I could see someone trying to try to do that, but I'm trying to think, how would you put the glass or the plexiglass and build it without without configuring the seat, unless I don't know. That's just stupid, And I bet you there's some people be right out there trying to put some saran wrap. Next, they ain't got no saran wrap nowhere because everybody doing something dumb. That just seems silly to me. Now, unless you got like a plexiglass and try to put that thing in a certain kind of way, but some of these people be so foolish and stupid, they'll probably turn around and try to touch it and break it and take it down, or people be doing dumb stuff. So I don't know. Ain't no telling what some of these dumb people be doing. But that would be a great idea, though. I know one thing: if I was a car designer or car maker, with all the viruses coming around, that'd be something I would invent in a car. An automatic window that goes up. You know what? That's a great idea. You know how you get a car and you have windows you roll up from the side, but also have one that can roll up from the back, just like the limousines, and put that as an option in a car. They probably bring that car to $10,000 just to put something like that. He did get a good job. Had all the color, had all the cool air on him. No, it was not plexi. It was getting tired. Okay. All right, Monica. You have a good night. Yes, it was plexi. Well, I don't know. Some people, I heard people talk about putting some saran wrap and something to put. That ain't gonna. That ain't gonna work. You can do a plexiglass because that's all those people are building is a plexiglass. Some people, it's this homemade bootlegging stuff. I don't know. Who knows? But that ain't gonna do nothing because you still gotta have to spray down your seat. You know, kill all those germs out of the car. There's no people sitting in your car and touching stuff and nope. No, thank you. And then people delivering food. Yeah. But anyways, I've been on here for 3 hours. So let me say good night. Good night, Monica. Good night, Jeremy. Good night, Jeremy, number 1 and number 2. I don't know why, Jeremy, you get all mad at me, but I did try to call you, talk to you, but no. Shelly Shell, David, Romeo. Who else on here? Lynn, Dorian. Who else I'm missing? All of y'all that's not saying nothing on the live stream. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so I'll talk to y'all and I will reveal my new channel name. But it's probably gonna be less. It's gonna probably be the one I talked about. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I know you try to call me. All right. Oh, yeah. I was checking on you, see how you were doing. Y'all make people worry. That's what the problem is. Y'all make people worry. Be calling y'all. Nobody answer the phone. Anyways, y'all have a good night. I know we all busy. I'll try to talk about some other topics tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. Y'all have a good night. Y'all stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay 8 feet apart. Give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you subscribing. Talk to y'all later. Bye.